Here we have the Stingher 10 metre. Now, I've seen this boat around quite a bit and admired it from a distance, and actually on a couple of tests we used it as a camera boat. So we know how stable it is, we know how dry it is. I would say this is one of the driest ribs I've ever been in. We've been out testing today in very inclement weather. I don't think anybody's even got splashed. So it says volumes about the dry riding capability of the boat. But not only is it a dry ride, I wasn't sure what to expect about this craft, being that it's such a beamy boat. It's got loads of space in it. And I thought it might just give a bit of a harder ride, because although it's a deep V, it's beamy. But no, it rides supremely well. I mean, I'm very impressed with its offshore capabilities. Out there earlier on today, we were doing 50 knots with probably something like a 4/7 blowing, wind over tide. A lot of craft wouldn't be able to do that. Downwind, upwind, whatever we did, it was just perfect. We couldn't get any spray over the bow at all. I'm really impressed with this boat as an offshore boat. The seating is there isn't any seating for the driver and navigator. They've got to stand. It's this leaning post arrangement. Could probably do with a little bit more side support. They're not flat, as you can see. They are actually scalloped slightly. The driving position is spot on. I can see over the bow. We've got a tinted windscreen here. The controls are in the right place. This is good. Plenty of space on the dashboard. Grab handle for the passenger. Grab handle on the side if you're walking around. You've got two grab handles on the backs of the seat here, which is a nice feature. Wherever you walk around, there's grab handles on the boat. Very good safety aspect. Enormous speakers for the stereo system on here. I don't think that's desperately important for most people to have the best stereo, but this has got very good sound system on it. You've got lockers in abundance. You've got lockers here with a key lock on it, so if you want to put your bits and pieces of any value in there, you've got your paperwork and what have you. It's just nice little touches like that which you appreciate. It doesn't have to be all in white. A lot of people say, oh gosh, it's white, can't we have another colour? Well, you can actually have a grey tubed boat with white fiberglass, but I suppose you could have an off-white fiberglass as well if you wanted to, if you thought it was too bright. It's got full teak, flexi-teak decking. All the decking is flexi-teak. You've got touchscreen GPS system here, all your instrumentation, all your switches and everything laid out precisely where you want it. Moving aft, nice deep sides. You feel very, very secure. Wherever you walk around in the craft, you're feeling very secure. Here you've got a sink, fresh water. If you just want to have a clean your teeth or wash or whatever, very good system. And under this one here, we have a refrigerator, very deep refrigerator. Cold drinks for anybody who wants them, keep your food cool, whatever. You know, this is the sort of thing you want on a boat in the Mediterranean or in hotter climates. It doesn't really impinge on the space inside the boat either, having that there. This seat comfortably seats 3 people. Actually comfortably seats 4 people. And under this seat there's the most cavernous locker you can imagine. In the back of the sink unit here, you've got a very spacious locker again. Totally dry. Access from the front of it, access from the back of it. Useful. Behind there, here you've got this moulded A-frame, which is again very attractive. It really makes the boat look very smart indeed. Behind the seat, we've got a tow post here for skiers or for wakeboarding, and that just lifts out. Simple as that. It's located into a bar down the bottom. That hasn't moved in the rough seas that we've been out in. Here, for those of you who don't want to get fuel inside the boat, the fuel, if you do spill any, goes over into the bathing platform here. But it doesn't actually go onto the teak, flexi-teak, and even if it did, it wouldn't matter because it's flexi-teak. It actually goes down the sides here and then runs out over the side. Now, environmentally, that may not be ideal, so I suppose one could actually put something down here, a rag or whatever, but at least it's not running inside the boat, which is always awful and potentially dangerous if it's on the deck. You've got lights, LCD lights throughout the boat. You've got them in all the lockers. You've got them on the bathing platform at the back here. It looks quite nice when at night, you know, that's all lit up, and it can be lit up remotely from a little tab which you can carry with you. So you can be up on the shore having a nice cold beer in a bar, looking at your boat down below, push the button and you can illuminate everything. Quite fun. You've got a bathing ladder on the port side. You've got davit lifting points here, so you can be slung from a crane or davits. And on the back we have twin 300 Suzuki outboard motors. Now that's 600 horsepower. Of course it's going to make any boat go well. This craft we had 50 knots out of her, as I explained, down the Solent in rough conditions. Top speed is in fact in excess of that. They haven't finished developing the propellers and stuff for the boat yet, but my guess is that this boat has a potential sort of 55 knot performance. I would have thought fairly comfortably with that sort of horsepower on the back. So moving forward, this rather large console gives total protection from the elements when you're driving. It sends the wind up over your head. There's no question of you getting blasted, and if you go inside it, you can actually sit two people side by side here. Why you'd want to, I'm not sure. I suppose if it was chucking down with rain outside, you could just sit here talking to each other like a park bench. But that's what really matters. There's a loo. Now for the ladies, you know, that is a huge asset. And this is quite a spacious space inside here, and you've got 2 portholes and fantastic access by removing this panel to the electrics. Everything about it's very, very good. You've even got flexi teak inside there. Now because this boat it's not taking much spray across the front of it, but that's got a seal all the way around, and so raining on it, whatever hits it, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to get any water in there. It's also lockable, so you can put your valuables in there. You've got this one-man seat on the front, the suicide seat. Yeah, you could sit here. Got 2 grab handles. For sheltered water this would be fine. You wouldn't want to be up here at any speed though, obviously. There's just a massive amount of space in the front. More, as I say, more flexi teak everywhere, and these lockers are spacious, very spacious. So you've got space for fenders, what have you, in there. They've got rubber seals on them so that nothing leaks inside the lockers. Lovely big dry locker there, deep recess all the way around so that the water runs away from it, doesn't build up and then fill the locker up. The water just runs down and out through the self-draining cockpit at the stern. You've got hydraulic rams everywhere to support everything here. More LCD lights, more speakers from the stereo system. You probably would never use all these lockers. There's just so much space on board this boat. But here again, enormous amount of space. You've got a self-launching anchor system, electric windlass, that operates from the console. So you just push the button, and recessed into the bows is the anchor itself. Very neat arrangement. Self-draining anchor locker. The anchor locker is very spacious. Get all your warps and everything you need in there. Very deep. And the electric windlass is positioned here with a straight run to the bow. Very neat indeed. This is all covered in cushions, the standard equipment. So this is an enormous sunbathing area, and in this recess here in the deck goes a table which stows in these lockers here. That's quite a nice feature, because if you're sitting somewhere relaxing, having come into port, nothing better. Table in position, you've got your sink at the back, you've got your ice at the back in the refrigerator. Perfect. And of course you've got your deck lights, so you can do this at night. This table goes flat here, and the cushions go on the top of it, so this becomes one enormous bed, and it really is enormous. And if you put the optional bow cover over the bow here, this can be completely enclosed, this area, and you can actually walk around in here. Obviously if it was a camping boat, if you were into the camping in the Mediterranean or somewhere like that, this is fantastically spacious. You've got the toilet, you've got a refrigerator, you've got fresh water, and you've got all the space to store your stuff, plus you've got this massive bed. You could probably sleep 3 or 4 people on here. It is huge. So this is a good boat. It's a big boat for 10 metres. I mean, 10 metres is 10 metres, 33 feet, but it's so beamy. It's got such a massive beam on it, and yet that doesn't seem to affect the handling or the soft riding capabilities of it. It really is a surprise package, and it's a particularly nice boat, well finished, capable in the rough, loads of space, and very good value at £109,000 including VAT. That takes some beating.